My name's Johnny.
Drop it.
Hey, how's it going, Joker fam? It's Black Haha Joker, aka the Black Joker, back at it again. Another Madden video for you guys. And today, we got ourselves the end of the year rant video. Now, I'm bringing this video out to you guys now because at this point in the year, honestly, it's gonna be July soon. This game just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So this, from Madden 25 going into 26, this is gonna be just a video discussing what I'm giving this year's game, what I kind of want or kind of expect or whatever want to happen for next year's game. If not 26, maybe 27, because you know how EA is, you know, maybe next year. You know what I'm saying? That honestly, that needs to be EA Sports motto. It's not in the game. Hey, maybe next year. Maybe we'll get it right next year. Who knows? But either way, I don't want to make this video too long-winded. It's gonna be kind of long-winded, so you know, if you guys stick around, I appreciate it, man. And also, if you guys enjoy this type of videos, man, make sure you guys drop a like. Just also subscribe to the channel. It's free. It only takes 1 second. Now, with that all being said, let's get into it. So, EA Sports has done some things right. You know what I'm saying? For me, I categorize things with EA Sports year to year based off of what I think makes this game good or whatever the case is. Now, with that being said, I keep this strictly to MUT. That is what my content revolves around. That's all I play. I don't play franchise. I don't even play regs. So, as it is, everything is revolved around MUT for me. All right, some of you guys might play franchise or whatever the case is. I don't have a say so in that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna give my opinion on it. It's strictly MUT for me. So, with that being said, for me, EA Sports, when it comes to MUT, to me it falls into these categories, right? Competitiveness, like how competitive is your game? Obviously, in the past, I think 2 to 3 years from last year, the year before last, and I don't know about the year after that, but at least definitely for these last 2 years, the competitive nature of Madden has been absolutely terrible, right? This year, they completely went the other way, which is great. You know what I'm saying? So the competitiveness of your game, that's one. Gameplay, obviously, that's nothing to really be said about that. The next things are going to be kind of weird, but they are important. Packs. Now, packs are very essential to Madden. Obviously, pack odds to the point where a couple years ago, we had a pack strike. So packs do matter. You know what I'm saying? Pull rate of LTDs and things like that, which we will get into a couple of those things too. The other one is what I would like to see, like issue-wise, that I think they can probably fix next year. This is important because certain things that are a problem in this year's game maybe can be fixed in next year's game. Will they? Who knows? Who knows how much EA Sports listens to the Madden community, or how much they just kind of listen to the people that bring in the most money for them. You know what I'm saying? The people that they're partner with and stuff like that. They'll probably more so listen to them than the majority of the Madden community. It's just the way it is. But it's still a big factor into the game. What are you going to be doing for next year's game? You know what I'm saying? As far as the mistakes you made this year, what are you going to do about it next year? And last but not least, promo. Which, promo-wise, EA Sports kind of hits on the mark every single time. I mean, they took out Harvest for, I think, the past 2 years. And honestly, I don't even really notice it. You know what I'm saying? We still get very good promos, very good players in these promos. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, because I'm going over these specific categories, we're going to start with the things they've done right. Okay, promo-wise, like I've already said, they hit on the mark, so I'm good with that. For me, you get 1 star. That's, you know, it's just the way it is. The other thing, competitiveness. Once again, did very good. MUT Champs, loved it. Head-to-head rank, loved it. Gauntlet, loved it. Multiple avenues you can take competitive-wise to not only earn coins, but to earn players that are very difficult and very hard to obtain. The only way you're going to get these cards is if you're good enough. And with that, these cards are very expensive in certain points of the year, obviously, but these cards are very pricey. So if you're whatever, lucky enough, good enough, whatever you want to call it, to get these cards. If you don't need it, you can sell it and make other upgrades elsewhere on your team. Very huge, because now this is not just relying on pulling packs in order to get what you want or get the most out of your MUT team. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to rely solely on that like last year and the year before last, where there was damn near no competitiveness in the game. It really was just complete the field pass, which again, the field pass was ass all year. Complete the field pass and that's it. Anything else worth getting was going to be LTDs, essentially. The only way you're getting LTDs is if you're pulling packs. Honestly, very terrible game from last year and the year before last. Very terrible. But this year, once again, added the competitive nature to it. I liked it. Okay? Now, getting into what's going to probably make this video long-winded, right? Packs, right? Now, pack odds or whatever you're going to make of them, right? I've seen people have different opinions on this. It is what it is. I'm going to give my 2 cents and I'm going to leave it at that. Packs are terrible. Okay, they have been terrible for quite some time, but it's very noticeable again this year. Now, I get it. LTDs are supposed to be hard to obtain, but in some cases, it seems like it's easier to obtain the other cards out of the competitive aspect, which in my opinion should be more difficult than it is to get an LTD based off of, well, luck. That's all you really have to go off. If you want an LTD player, you essentially need to be lucky enough to get them, or you have enough coins to get them. Now, here's the other issue with that. As far as my Raiders team goes, we've recently gotten 2 LTDs. Now, I went on MUTGG, found out that there were some cards that have been sold, and once again, I understand it's late in the year, so a lot of people might not be playing this game, a lot of people might not be pulling packs, but it's interesting to me that every time that I come here to check Max Crosby, there's none up. And when they are some up, they're around 3 mil, 4 mil, whatever so have you. That is a problem. Because, yes, LTDs should be difficult to obtain pulley. If you're going to leave it at that, then cool. But 3 mil, 4 mil, sometimes even 5 mil for these cards is, to me, completely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, not just, skip the fact that, once again, there's no Max Crosby's up, right? Not a single one is up. And on top of that, going on MUTGG, there's only been maybe 5, maybe 6 sold. Now, once again, I don't know how many people are using Max. Once again, I haven't ran into a Max Crosby yet. But once again, is he a good end at this point of the year? Yeah, he is. He, gets field market baked on. He gets Colossus. So he is a good edge rusher, but only 5 sold, 5, 6 sold. Since he's been out, he's already been out about a week and a half already. So I don't, the packs are a big issue in my opinion. And obviously the most obvious point to fix this would be TVPs. And, we know how most, typical Madden pros or typical big content creators that, have some pull in the Madden community, we know how they feel about TVPs. You know what I'm saying? It oversaturates the market with LTDs and it drops the prices of these LTDs. It makes the pulling of an LTD not mean as much. Okay. In my opinion, that's it is what it is. Once again, Marcus Allen, just looked them up. None up. Right? Just came out this weekend. Now, however you want to swing it to me, it don't matter. Whether it's late in the year, people really aren't playing the game, people might not be really pulling packs, or people aren't pulling these LTDs. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, Marcus Allen's a good card, but there are better running backs than Marcus Allen. And on top of that, it's not like he gets a lot of amazing team chems either. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gets Raiders. I believe he gets Chiefs, I think. Yeah, he only gets 2 team chems. So, I don't know, man. It's not good, in my opinion. It's a big problem. And once again, I personally, what I would like to see them do is go away from having these LTDs cost so much and put a cap on them, right? All LTDs tap out at 2 mil. That's it. I feel like 2 mil is a good middle ground. You know what I'm saying? That it's LTD worthy. But once again, too, I don't want to have to, because the other thing is that, oh, well, EA could just up the odds on the packs. Here's the thing. I don't trust that, right? I don't care how many, because they did this shit last year, I don't care how many plus signs you put in front of the packs to show that the odds are so up and everything like that. I don't care about that. I need to see what it is you're doing, EA Sports. Not be told this is what y'all doing and I pull a $50 bundle and I get nothing, right? I need to be able to see what's being done. A cap at 2 mil on all LTDs, that's something that I can see, and that's something being done, right? Because as it is, TVPs aren't going to come back. They'll probably never come back. Who knows? Because of just how certain people's opinions are about them and who these people are who have these opinions. TVPs aren't going to be in the game. So it's just that simple. Now, another argument that I've heard plenty of times was that, well, for some people that spend a lot of money on this game, well, your team shouldn't look like mine based on the amount of money that I spend on this game. So if you spend $500 on this game, your team should not look like my team. Which, again, I agree. I do not disagree with that point. Again, yeah, if you spend a lot of money on this game and your team looks a certain way, you got one of the best teams, you should. And a person that spent maybe $20 in the game shouldn't have or shouldn't expect to have that same team. My other issue with that is, well, then what happens when I spend $500 like you spent $500 in the game and my team does not look like yours? Because maybe your packs, you got lucky enough to pull 2 LTDs and I got nothing but training out of my packs for $500. Now, obviously, if you spent $500 on this game, you would think you would at least pull 1. But as it is, my team probably won't look like yours with $500 into this game. So, to me, that argument can be made both ways. If I spend a lot of money in a game and get nothing, but you spend $500 in the game and have the best team in Madden at whatever point in the year we're in, isn't that a problem within itself? So that's my 2 cents as far as packs go, I guess. I think they need to just put a cap on the LTDs. Like I said, 2 mil to me seems like a fair amount. And I don't think it's, I don't think it's asking for too much in my opinion. Next up, gameplay. Now, like I said, this is going to probably be most of the video. Certain things I think they need to bring into this game that they've taken out. Weak boxing being one of them. Now, if y'all don't know what weak boxing is, essentially, I forgot what year of Madden it was, but weak boxing essentially was that if you had a dime or a dollar set and you came out in that defense and the offense came out in an I form or or 2 tight end set or whatever the case is, you would noticeably see your old lineman get a push on the D line. If not a push on the D line, you would see the old line pancaking these safeties at linebacker. They need to bring that back because too many times I see in this game people come out in dollar sets primarily because that's where people get the loot blitzing and all that other stuff from. People come out in these sets and they stay in these sets no matter what because they know they're lucky enough to get, if they can get 2 run stopping plays at $1 on you, then they know you're going to have to pass. And that's all they realistically need. If you can get 2 run-stopping plays, it means 2 plays. If you ran the ball 2 times, if you were in a heavy set, ran the ball 2 times on dollar, and they stopped you for, out of those 2 plays, you only picked up 3 yards. Well, they know you got to pass now. And you can do that at a dollar. That is a problem. Because if weight is supposed to mean what it's supposed to mean in this game, realistically, there only should be a handful of safeties, if they're in the box, that should have any kind remotely of standing up any type of O-lineman in this game, right? Cam Chancellor could be one of them, right? Sean Taylor can be another one. Builds like linebackers, safeties built like that have some strength and have some size, those you can make an argument for. I'm sorry, Ed Reed should not be standing up a 300-pound lineman. There is a 100-pound weight difference between him and an offensive guard. I'm gonna fair on the side that you're whatever the formation is probably gonna be dollar. The guard is typically going to get to that second level. I don't care what safety it is. If it's Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Earl Thomas, I don't care. If there's a 100-pound weight difference, there is no reason why any safety in the game on a 100-pound weight difference should be standing up a guard in the hole. Never. But it happens in this game, which is why people stay in dollar all game long, because there's no repercussion of a guard getting a dominant pancake block on a safety in a box or whatever the case is. There's not, unless you have an ability on, which again, you shouldn't need an ability on for that to happen. If weight is supposed to matter in this game, 100-pound weight difference, me personally, I think that's more than enough to significantly push, if not pancake, a safety that is in the box. They need to bring back weak boxing, in my opinion. Keep people out of just staying in dollar the whole game. Run some different formations. I don't care if you run cover 4 out of 4-3, out of dollar, out of nickel, out of whatever, and that's what you do. I don't like if you run cover 4 all game. I don't care, but you have to run it out of different formations, because if I audible into a heavy tight end set, I should be getting pancakes if you're stuck in dollar. That's just my opinion on that. They need to bring back weak boxing. Another one, the fire emblem on O lineman. Well, there's going to be quite a couple things for O lineman, but we're going to talk about that real quick. So, if you guys don't know, in Madden, the fire emblem comes up when you're on offense and you see potential guys who, if they rush, if they blitz, they will be untouched. So that fire emblem, it showed, because they might not rush, right? So if once again, dollar, let's say you bring in your slot corners closer to the DNs, right? A red flame symbol will come up above their heads, meaning that if these guys rush, they will not be blocked. Now, they could drop out in the coverage, but if they rush, they will not be blocked. Now, this also goes into another one of my points that I make for this game, right? As far as what I think can help EA Sports going into the next year's game, right? This is one of them. Putting more things into the player's hands, right? Now, some of the other issues that I have, and I'll come back to this point because I'm kind of tracking off somewhere else, but I'll come back to this point in a second. There are certain things in this game, right, that if done properly, EA Sports will have a way easier time gameplay wise from the community, in my opinion. This is one of them, because this is not like a coding thing, in my opinion, because you already have the mechanic in the game, right? The fire emblem's already in the game. Just give that control to the players, right? I want to be able to dictate that if there is a flame symbol on any of the players on the field, I want to be able to take that flame symbol and put it on somebody else, right? Because here's the thing with the old lineman, right? If somebody drops a safety down onto the line of scrimmage, or even a linebacker to the line of scrimmage or whatever, now the O-line is confused on who they should pick up and who they shouldn't pick up. But giving us that flame symbol, I'll be able to just put it on a user. Because 9 times out of 10, the user's not rushing. The user is just going to tap the center and then drop back into coverage, which confuses the entire O-line, especially in the interior. And I clearly have some clips of that for you guys. So, which, you know what? Just for the sake of it, let's just get into it, right? Let's just get into it. But this would definitely help with a lot of these issues, in my opinion. And again, it's not going to help so much with the loop blitzing, but it will help for those heavier blitz sets that people like to come out in, where it looks like they got 6 to 7 guys on the line of scrimmage and you have no idea who's rushing. But now the user done drop down to the line of scrimmage to confuse things even more for the old lineman, and now they don't know who to pick up. If you give us that flame symbol, we can put it on the user. That way the O-line completely ignores him. As, like, if he rushes, cool, we'll let him rush. The O-line completely ignores that flame symbol, that user, and then they go pick up whoever else they need to pick up. So my center, because they'll probably line up right over the center's head, he will completely ignore him and go pick up a tackle instead. Or, yeah, to pick up a D tackle instead, or pick up another blitzing linebacker instead, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's, to me, I think that would be way more helpful in this game. But, let's see, where is it at? Yeah, here we go. So, like I said, here's the situation, right? We got fourth quarter, 2 seconds left. We need a field goal to win. Technically speaking, we need a touchdown, right? So, this is the type of set that I'm talking about, right? All these guys on the line of scrimmage, you don't know who's dropping into coverage. You don't know who's rushing. But here's what I do know. I need time in the pocket. Now, once again, like I said, user lines up right over the center, right? Now this confuses the center because now he has to go pick him up or whatever the case is. So we'll go ahead. So just for the sake of this, right? I'm blocking 6. Dickerson's blocking along with 5 old linemen, right? And we got obviously 4 routes in coverage. And this is what we get. Now, as you guys can see, Dickerson nor my left guard, pick up this guy who just came in free. Right? Now, again, you can say what you want, that this is the center's fault, the guard's fault, whoever's fault it is, but the confusion of that user being on the line of scrimmage definitely played a role in this. Because as you guys can see, he's rushing 6. Yet 2 of my players, due to the confusion, aren't blocking anybody. And even worse, which is going to get into another point I have to make about this game, the ending of this, right? Actually, we'll get it a little bit more. There we go. As you guys can see here, a little bit to the right of the middle of the field on my O-line, there is a double team happening on, if I had to assume, is a D tackle. There is a clear double team happening on the D tackle while I have 2 people in my backfield and Eric Dickerson isn't picking up anybody. Okay? Now, whatever it is the coverage on the field is or whatever, I might have had nowheres to go on this, right? Maybe. But I'll tell you what I didn't have. Time in the pocket. Blocking 6, and he rushed 6. You know what I'm saying? And once again, my old lineman sitting here double teaming this shit. Right? Now, as it is, this is an issue. Now, like I said, I personally feel like you giving us that flame symbol, giving us an option to dictate the user and have our O-line completely ignore the user, because we know as a player, as a consumer, if you're a Madden connoisseur and your brain is big enough that, hey, you know what, this guy ain't rushing. I know he ain't rushing, so I want my O-line to completely ignore him, let him do his little goofy stuff, and then drop back into coverage. I don't want nobody touching him. And for the sake of argument, let's say he does rush. If he does rush, you know what, kudos to you. I will plan for that a little bit more, but I don't think you're gonna do that consistently. And if you do, then I will adjust. At EA Sports, the player, me, myself, I will make that adjustment. I don't want you guys doing that for me. Because when you guys do that for me, you end up with stuff like this. I let the player make the adjustment on their own. Which brings me to my other point. The double teams. Now, once again, just like the flame symbol, the double team is a mechanic in this game. EA Sports, and I'm going to go through this one more time with you guys. I'm just making sure this is the next point that I have to make. Yeah, it is. All right. And we have another point to make, kind of piggybacking off of this too. Now, from this, you guys will see. Let's skip a little bit to when we get to the... There we go. Actually, maybe breaking a little bit further back. There we go. So, from this clip, you guys will see at not one point in time throughout this whole play, do you guys see me double team anybody? Not at one point. Yet, EA Sports, for whatever reason, dictates that a double team needs to happen. But there is a mechanic in the game that gives us the option to double team. Now, this is the reason why loop blitzing works the way it does. At the end of the day, can you still pick up a loop blitz either way just by shifting your O-line? Yeah, you can. But you shouldn't have to, right? Because realistically, if your guard were to drop straight back instead of double teaming the D tackle, you wouldn't have this problem. The guard would drop straight back into his gap, exactly where the loop blitz is coming through the A gap. And it wouldn't be an issue. Now, if a D tackle just so happens to shed my center, then that's a whole nother argument. But either way, I should be able to dictate that double team. Keep in mind, let's just say if the guard were to drop straight back, right? Are you going to keep sending that blitz? Because you got to depend on luck then at that point. For your D tackle to shed my center one-on-one, you got to depend on time and luck. The luck part, it happening fast. But it's going to take time before you get that auto shed. More time than it would take for a loop blitzer to loop through the A gap untouched and get to your quarterback. I will say that. So if you continue to send that blitz and the guard is dropping straight back into the A gap and he's getting picked up every time, are you going to keep sending that blitz if it's not working? No, you're not. You're probably going to something else pretty quickly too. But once again, EA Sports, a lot of auto stuff happens in this game, right? That one in particular, because I didn't ask to have a double team. So why is there auto double team happening? It shouldn't. For any reason whatsoever, there should be an auto double team happening, especially when there's a mechanic in the game that gives me the ability to double team on my own. If I don't double team, I want my guys to pick up who they're supposed to pick up, hat on a hat, helmet on a helmet, and I want my guards to drop straight back. Now, if, for the sake of argument, if there is a shed that happens, let's say to the right side, and he gets in front of my guard, like if he sheds like so far over that my guard then has to pick him up, then that's cool. But there shouldn't be an auto double team. As soon as I call hike, my guard drops straight to the tackle, to the D tackle, and then leaves the loop blitz wide open. That should never happen. My guard should be dropping straight back. Just, the game's supposed to be quote unquote realistic. That's realistic. A guard is supposed to drop straight back in case to pick up a lot of things that might happen. A stunt, a typical loop blitz, yeah, from a linebacker or whatever, but typically from stunts. That's what a guard is supposed to do. Another issue with the auto things happening, and this is a fun one. Catching animations. Now, I get it, animations are a part of this game. And I get there's some real good ones. And man, oh man, there's some real bad ones. So, I don't know how EA figures this. But when I rat catch or possession catch, I don't want my players jumping at all. Their feet should never leave the ground. Why is that? Because for me to leave the ground to catch a ball, I have to hit the Y button. So you have a button that is supposed to proc specific animations based on the situation or whatever the case is. So if my player has to jump to go get a ball, more than likely I hit the Y button. But if my player is keeping his feet on the ground to catch a ball, I'm more likely hit an A button or hit an X button. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna show you guys some situations, all right, of certain things that have happened, probably that could have resulted differently, right? Here's one of them, right? So I don't know I forgot what happened specifically on this play, but okay, so we dot up. Now, you can see from this, just from right here, this is wide open. There's a touchdown, right? Cover 2, easy dot. Okay. Now, there's 24 seconds left in this half. Now, I don't know what happened after this. I really don't. But this should have been a touchdown, without a doubt. But because we're rat catching, and for whatever reason we got a jump animation, this now gave this DB time to catch up to me and get the tackle and stop me from getting a touchdown. Now, keep in mind, since we already know where the ball is going, bam, right here, right? That corner is not getting around quick enough. We already know where we're going. As soon as I step up and deliver this, you can see where it's at, where he's at, where the safety's at, and where the ball is going to. This is an easy rat catch situation that should have ended up in a touchdown. But because of an animation, a bad animation I might add, it doesn't result this way. Now, oh, but Joker, that's only one instance, right? There's no way that happens often as you think it does. Okay. If you guys say so, right? Now, there's another interesting situation, right? Very interesting situation of jumping rat catches, right? Now, here's your scenario, right? Let's go ahead and skip through this. All right, fourth quarter, 3 seconds left, right? Pretty sure I wasn't in field goal. Yeah, it wouldn't even matter because we're down 4. All right, so need a touchdown. All right, now, man, oh man, gotta love it, right? So we drop back, looking for a dot, had it. Almost deleted by mistake. As you guys can see where we put this ball at, this is a dot. This is 100% a dot. And possibly, I'm going to say possibly, could have been a touchdown if rat caught the way a rat catch is supposed to be. But instead we jump and we get tackled to lose this game. Right? It's stuff like this that is my biggest problem with this game. One of my biggest problems with this game. Once again, it's a simple rat catch. He's supposed to keep his feet on the ground, catch the ball in stride. Shouldn't be a problem. Right? Dude switch sticked off, made a mistake, got out of position. Should have been easy. But we're jumping for the ball instead of keeping our feet. You know what I'm saying? And again, you know, we got other instances too. You know what I'm saying? Nothing new, nothing shocking in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? This one resulted in us getting a touchdown, right? But at the same time, what are we jumping for? You know what I'm saying? Why are we jumping? That could have easily been a knockout. But if he would have kept his feet, kept running his stride, would have been an easy touchdown, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Here's another one. Pass to Julio Jones, I believe. Right? Oh, no, not Julio. This one wasn't to Julio. But once again, caught in his stride. Easy. You see what I'm saying? You see how close he was? Dude procced right here. He procced. If he would have jumped, this is a knockout. But he didn't jump. Kept his feet, stayed in stride, and got far enough away from him that he didn't get the knockout. This is what I should be getting every time on rat catches. But once again, do we get this every time on rat catches? Of course not. We end up with other situations, like probably like this one. Let's see. Yep, Julio Jones had him beat. Jumps up in the air. Could have had a touchdown. Could have had a touchdown, but not a touchdown. Why? Because Julio Jones wants to jump up into the air and, you know, do weird shit. So, once again, and of course I got disconnected from the server. But, again, these are instances that I'm talking about that I feel like, but this is more so of a coding thing, right? Is EA Sports going to fix this? No, of course not. All right. More so getting into that other point that I was talking about, things that can change from this year's game going into next year. That going into next year is very important, because are you guys going to actually do something about this? Are they going to do something about this? Of course not. You want to know how I know? If you guys don't know, another issue in this game that I had, more so kind of late in the year, film study. Now, if you guys didn't know, there have been some content creators, more specific Zane, who has made a video about this, about the film study glitch. Now, if you're holding down a left trigger and you're on defense, you're holding down a left trigger, and you can see your opponent's play, and he then audibles into a different play, and you can still see that play. It doesn't happen right away, but if you do it enough times, you can get desynced out of the game. Now, this has been an issue for the past 5 years. EA Sports hasn't fixed it yet. And I don't know why. And it's an issue that they know about. Because, again, it's been like about 5 years. So, it's definitely something they know about and haven't fixed it yet. Are they going to? Probably not. And now this game's like, Jesus Christ. But, again, are they going to fix it? Probably not. There's a good chance that they won't. And just kind of have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, you know, it's EA Sports. What can we do? What can we say? You know, you have an ability that is glitching the game that is causing desyncs. Kind of a pressing matter, but obviously not enough. But also, we know from when they try to introduce halftime adjustments into the game, there was glitches with that. What did they do? They took halftime adjustments out. I don't remember the ability specifically, but there was an issue with one of the abilities in one of the past Maddens. I forgot if it was 22 or 23. It might have been 21. One of those. There was an issue with the ability in the game. They fixed it quickly, but they upped the AP on it to like whatever AP it was to make it unusable until they fixed it. Like, what? So, like, they have the ability to fix it. They just don't. Which is, to me, kind of, it's messed up. So, again, those are some of the pressing issues in my opinion. Again, I'm not going to nitpick every single little thing. I'm not going to talk about the double team throws, the triple cover throws that don't end up in picks, and all of like the minuscule little things, because that's just too easy. But like, some of these things are like big time things that can help the game be better, help the gameplay be better. Me personally, they need to adopt college football's ability system, right? That ability system was amazing. It was very well done, and Madden needs to adopt that, right? Because these abilities in this game, man, sometimes it's a damn coin flip on whether or not they work or not. And I'd rather know that it's not going to work all the time, just like college football is. And once you get to a certain tier of that ability, it works more often. But it's still, I believe, even at the max tier, it doesn't, it's like 90% or something like that. I'd rather that. I'd rather a tier of the abilities. You know what I'm saying? Not just throwing abilities on and just go out there and play. I like the tier system. I like that. And I wish Madden would adopt that for sure. That's another big thing. Now, once again, is the gameplay all terrible and all bad? I enjoy the Switch stick. I don't use it as often as I probably should, but I do enjoy it. Why? Because you're putting more control into the user's hands, into the consumer's hands. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Precision passing was still good. Running the ball nor passing the ball felt too overpowered. It felt very balanced. There were good points with the gameplay, but there are things that do need to be addressed and do need to be fixed, right? I get it. There's gonna be by Madden 26, probably by September, there's gonna be a new glitch blitz. Everybody gonna be on it and stuff like that. I get it. But certain things that can be addressed and can be fixed would definitely help with that type of situation, right? Again, biggest one to me, the two biggest things that need to be addressed, obviously, it's got to be with the O-line. Your guards should be dropping straight back, right? No player in this game should be auto double teaming on anybody in this game. Guards need to be dropping straight back. The other thing, the flame symbol. Once again, the mechanics are already in the game. So it's not like you got to code something new or figure something out. Just put it on a damn wheel. For the double teams and Mike and the linebacker, put the flame symbol on that same wheel. Allow us to put the flame symbol on the user or whoever we want. It doesn't have to be on the user, but put it on whoever we want that we want to come in free. So if I'm running a bootleg to the right side of the field, I'll put the flame symbol on the guy on the far left. So that way everybody else could just ignore him and pick up everything else to that right side of the field, because that's where I'm going anyways. Unless there's just like a complete and other like speed mismatch. So you got Myles Garrett on that left side and I'm trying to roll out with Tom Brady. That's one thing. But again, I have that option as the user, as the person who has more control over the game and over my offense. I want that control. And I don't have it because I got my guards randomly double teaming, even though I didn't ask for it. I got my opponent pulling safeties down into the box onto the line of scrimmage, confusing my whole O-line, and then tapping my center and then dropping back into coverage. And then I get situations like that where I got two people running in free, but I got my guard and my center randomly double teaming on a 6-man rush, and I'm blocking 6. And I got 2 people free in my backfield. It shouldn't happen ever. So that's my take on this year's game, man. Personally, I give this year's game a 2.5 out of 5. Right? Competitiveness was good. I like it. Promos was good. I like it. Gameplay, 0.5. Packs, trash. And what you're going to be able to do for next year's game, probably going to be the same shit. It's going to be the same repetitive shit unless EA decides to fix it. Right? And even if they don't fix the things that I want to see fixed between the old linemen and giving us that flame symbol, or the ability to use that flame symbol, the rat catching issues, the catch animation issues, even if they don't fix these things, right? Fix something. Because something needs to be fixed. Abilities. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't think they're going to completely overhaul abilities, but there's some abilities can be tweaked, can be fixed. Film study needs to be fixed. Fix it. Do something. Don't just slap Saquon Barkley backwards hurdling on the cover of Madden and telling us, oh, it's a brand new Madden with this, that, and the third, and it's just Madden 25 with Saquon backwards hurdling on the cover. That's lazy. That's bad. And y'all saw EA Sports. I mean, you see what college football is doing. It's obviously right under your umbrella. You see what they're doing. You see how people are playing that game still, having fun with that game still. And yet you have people like me, other people that play this game, that spend money on your game and this, that, and the third, and that are playing this game late in fucking June and July. And we got to deal with this shit. Abilities, bro. Last year, bro, we had, and I get it, it's end of the year and people gonna be doing weird shit. EA Sports want to do weird shit for the player base and stuff like that. Keep X Factors as X Factors, man. Stop with this X Factors as ability crap, because I don't want to play like that, bro. I don't know anybody who wants to play like that. I rather, from last year, I had Aaron Donald with momentum shift. You had to play me straight up, bro. And if you had to hide your running back because he had freight train, and hide your quarterback and hide this and hide that just so you can have X Factors on, that showed me a lot about the type of player that I was playing. That showed me you need these X Factors in order to play this game. You need these X Factors in order to win this game. I don't. That's why I have momentum shift. It gave me that option to make this game you versus me. Abilities, no X Factors. You're not getting bailed out from X Factors. You gotta play me straight up. I prefer that. And y'all just said, you know what? Nah, we'll just put it as abilities. So now, y'all might as well have took momentum shift out the game. Cause nobody, I have never seen anybody have a X Factor on that this whole back end of the year. I've never seen anybody have an X Factor on at all, because all the X Factors are on the damn abilities. So y'all might as well take momentum shift out the game at that point. Like stuff like that, like, and again, I don't know who asked for that change, because obviously it had to be a top tier of people in this MUT community asking for this weird shit. But like, it was a terrible ask. If that's what people are asking for in the MUT community, like, y'all need to like put the phones down. Stop tweeting. Stop putting shit out for EA to change and fix. Y'all need to stop. If that was an ask, if that was a talking point for you, because man, holy hell. Outside of that, bro, I think that's really it. Talk about the film study. The boom tech feature is something else that I liked about the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to get a lot of it, but I got it a couple times, so that was good. Again, like I said, the auto double teaming, that's gotta go. Weak boxing, I hope they bring it back. I really do. The catching issue, once again, that's not a software, but that's more so of they gotta actually change it. They're not gonna do that, so it is what it is. But it is a complaint that I have. The flame symbol, stuff like that, those things can be fixed. But yeah, my 2 cents, 2.5 out of 5 for me this year. It really could have been good this year. It really could have been good, and it can be next year. It can be next year. Like me personally, out of the things that I do feel like EA Sports can change, right, and that they should change, realistically can change. The O-lineman issues as far as the double team, no more auto double teams. The flame symbol, allowing us to put the flame symbol on players, and weak boxing. Bring back weak boxing. That's just my 2 cents. I feel like just with those 3 things, next year's gameplay wise, 10 times better. 10 times better. Because now you have to get more creative with blitzing. Because you can't rely on bringing a user down to the line of scrimmage to confuse stuff. You can't rely on the loop blitz because the guards are dropping back the way they're supposed to. You got to actually use this up here and get kind of creative with the game. It is what it is. I'm gonna go on a whole nother other rant, man. But like I said, we're closing in on the end of the year for us, getting into Madden 26. My goal right now, I'm trying not to play this game all of July, because even with the field pass, I thought they were going to probably add some rookie premier stuff into this field pass. There's nothing, unless there's going to be there can't be a season 9, because this goes, this is 300. Yeah, look at the days. This is the last one. I'm about to say maybe they'll do another one. They definitely not. So there's no rookie premieres in this shit. So there's no point in even completing this. So which means, guess what? If y'all want rookie premieres, that's EA Sports' last bit of money they can get out you. And best believe you're gonna have to put something on it. You know what I'm saying? You want rookie premieres for Madden 26? Hey, we're not gonna give you no free shit in the field pass. That's too easy. We gotta get our last. Gotta reach in them pockets a little bit more before the next year's game. Hey, EA Sports. Better luck next year, you know? Anyway, man, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.